All right, this is just huge breaking news tonight. Sarah Carter, who will join us in a minute, is reporting, and we have confirmed with 3 separate sources, that the Clinton bought and paid for fake news Russia propaganda dossier was, in fact, used in part to obtain FISA warrants to surveil members of the Trump campaign and Trump transition. Now, this means that Hillary Clinton and the DNC, remember that Donna Brazile said Hillary controlled the DNC? They paid millions and millions of dollars for what is a totally phony document full of Russian lies and propaganda that was then used by the Obama administration to surveil members of an opposition party and incoming president. This is the same dossier that former FBI Director James Comey testified under oath as being salacious and unverified. And that information is only the tip of the iceberg. Sarah Carter reporting, and we are also learning that more shocking information will be coming out in just days that will show systemic FISA abuse. This is the real Russia scandal, the real Russia collusion story. Now, the dossier was used to target an opposition party and criminalize political differences. Now, that's the real story. That's what the media has not and will not cover, and Democrats do not want you to know anything about. But unfortunately, they will be forced to cover the story. All of this is unprecedented in the history of this country. This is a sober moment. You need to understand this. We are on the precipice of one of the largest abuses of power in U.S. American history. And I'm talking about the literal shredding of the U.S. Constitution, your Fourth Amendment rights against unreasonable search and seizure. It is that serious. Now, this new information is confirming what we have now been saying and predicting for months on this show. The powerful tools of intelligence have now been politicized and used to influence a presidential election. Now, make no mistake about this scandal will reach the highest levels of the Obama intelligence community, the DOJ, the FBI, and what we're reporting on is only the beginning tonight. We'll talk to Sarah Carter about all the details in a minute. And also tonight, the president continuing to crush the Destroy Trump liberal media and the left's completely false narrative about Russia collusion. It has now been over a year, and so far they have zero, zip, nada, nothing, no evidence of Trump, Russia collusion. Now, during a press conference today with Norway's prime minister, the president was asked about the Russia investigation and if he would do an interview with special counsel Robert Mueller. Here's his answer. Take a look.
There has been no collusion between the Trump campaign and Russians or Trump and Russians. No collusion. When you talk about interviews, Hillary Clinton had an interview where she wasn't sworn in. She wasn't given the oath. They didn't take notes. They didn't record, and it was done on the 4th of July weekend. That's perhaps ridiculous, and a lot of people looked upon that as being a very serious breach, and it really was. But again, I'll speak to attorneys. I can only say this. There was absolutely no collusion. Everybody knows it. Every committee. I've been in office now for 11 months. For 11 months, they've had this phony cloud over this administration, over our government, and it has hurt our government. It does hurt our government. It's a Democrat hoax that was brought up as an excuse for losing an election that, frankly, the Democrats should have won because they have such a tremendous advantage in the Electoral College. So it was brought up for that reason. But it has been determined that there is no collusion, and by virtually everybody. I will say this. I am for massive oil and gas and everything else, and a lot of energy. Putin can't love that. I am for the strongest military that the United States ever had. Putin can't love that. But Hillary was not for a strong military, and Hillary, my opponent, was for windmills.
Now, the president is right on several key points here. First of all, like he has been saying for months, like we have been saying, there is no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. This has been a conspiracy theory manufactured by the industrial fake news media complex that has been spread night after night, hour after hour by the likes of CNN and Conspiracy TV, MSNBC. And as we have been showing you, the narrative is falling completely flat. So now the media is trying to attack the president, his mental health, which is completely ridiculous, so idiotic for so many reasons. For example, just yesterday, we could all see the president was in full control of that immigration debate at the White House and that he had all of his faculties. But that doesn't stop your media from lying to you. Now, the other key point is the president is making now is that key Democrats, remember, they've all said that they have not seen any evidence of collusion. Don't take my word for it. Let's take their word for it.
Well, the allegation, of course, is that the Russians in the hacking and dumping of documents in the election had essentially relationships with Trump campaign people. But I'm not prepared to say that there's proof you could take to a jury.
Do you agree with this conclusion that the president has reached, that there was no evidence of collusion?
We haven't seen any of that whatsoever, George. We've been looking and showing everything that they possibly have. That has not led to that.
The last time we spoke, Senator, I asked you if you had actually seen evidence of collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russians, and you said to me, and I'm quoting you now, you said, not at this time. Has anything changed since we spoke last?
Well, no, it hasn't.
I know we need to go soon, but just to be clear, there has been no actual evidence yet.
No, it has not been.
Okay.
No, not yet. Now, all of that is reason why President Trump tweeted out today, quote, the single greatest witch hunt in American history continues. There was no collusion. Everybody, including the Democrats, know there was no collusion, and yet on and on it goes. Russia and the world is laughing at the stupidity that they are witnessing. Republicans should finally take control. Make no mistake about it. This is a political witch hunt unlike anything this country has ever seen before. And it continues to be exposed. And as we have now been reporting for months, the special counsel, Robert Mueller, his investigation is nothing but a cesspool, an absolute cesspool of corruption. Members of his team, they don't donate to Republicans, but over 50 grand to Democrats, including giving money to Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama. One lawyer actually represented Hillary in one particular case, and none of them contributed to the Trump campaign. Key Mueller prosecutors also have massive conflicts of interest, including Jeannie Ray, serving as a lawyer for the Clinton Foundation. This is insanity. It's a partisan investigation. It's meant to unseat a duly elected president that the people voted for. Now, President Trump is also weighing in on the fake news dossier and hammering Senator Feinstein for unilaterally releasing the testimony from Fusion GPS co-founder Glenn Simpson. The president responded, also on Twitter, the fact that sneaky Dianne Feinstein, who has on numerous occasions stated that collusion between Trump and Russia has not been found, would release testimony in such an underhanded and possibly illegal way, totally without authorization, is a disgrace. Must have a tough primary. I don't know about California, but given the new information we're reporting on tonight about the dossier, it is clear Senator Feinstein and the Democrats, they are now tonight trying to create a massive distraction. They want to hide the truth. And you also heard Feinstein admit just a few seconds ago she has personally seen no evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. Remember, that's what this whole investigation was supposed to be about. But since we haven't seen any evidence, Democrats are now desperately trying to change the subject. They don't want you to know that their former candidate, Hillary Clinton, and the administration of their former president, their beloved Barack Obama, was actually targeting the Trump campaign this way. Once all these details come out, and once the dust settles, and all the people who've been screaming about Trump-Russia collusion, they will have a lot of explaining to do, and that includes the media. They also may want to lawyer up a number of them.